Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome. Derek, how the fuck is everybody tonight? It is a Tuesday on this lovely 7th day of July in 2020, which needs to hurry up and be 2021 because this shit is getting crazy and crazier and crazier and crazier as the days go on. And I'm sick and tired of talking about this shit. And last night, I told you all I wasn't going to talk about, the pandemic or systemic bullshit in the world. And I lied because later on in the show, we got some cool stuff to talk about. So after my interview tonight, we're going to talk about some fun stuff with the new Peacock network with NBC involved with that. Then we're going to talk about how the United States is looking at banning TikTok for some unknown fucking reason, and government bailouts of bands who file as LLCs. So 3 topics, and then my crazy bitch of the week is going to be some crazy lady who went into a Target and tore it up and called everybody sheep for wearing masks. So that's going to be fun. But until then, I got some even more stuff, for you. Another up-and-comer in the business of entertainment, model, actress, singer, putting together a new album right now. She just landed a major role in a major motion picture, which has yet to be revealed, by the way. So we're not even sure what that is yet. She's kind of keeping that on the DL. So, we will talk about that and much more to come. So without further ado, please welcome to the show, Ariena Vasquez. Hey, how are you?
Hello.
So how things going?
Pretty good. It's kind of hectic out here, but I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, over the last, week, 2 weeks, you've kind of been flipped up on your side of your head. I mean, you had a press release go out that had 5 million hits, and that's pretty insane.
Yeah, they told me to write a story about, what I've been through and how I got into it and everything. And I just did that. And I was like myself, and it just ended up hitting like millions of people. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever expect anything like that so quickly?
No, I literally, I was just so in shock when I got the call and they were like, oh, you just, hit 5 million views. I was like, wait, what? Me? I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I talked to our PR person about it, she was in awe of you as well. Like, she couldn't believe it herself. And, it's one of those things that just happens sometimes. And when you got it, you got it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I'm really thankful for that too. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you have it, you have it, and you have it, and we're gonna figure out why tonight, and that's what you're here for, right?
Yep.
So first off, tell us about yourself. I mean, I've read the the press release. I know about you, but my 10,000 viewers have no idea who the hell you are, or at least they don't yet. So please, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I'm 20. I'm from Queens, New York. I got into this business at a young age. My mom put me into it, and she was actually like she motivated me to get into acting and modeling and all these things. It was hard, to get up to where I am now. I had a lot of rejection in the industry, and I had a lot of practice to do. And I'm just a young girl trying to pursue whatever young person wants. So.
Exactly. I mean, I'm 39 and I'm still, trying to grab
I'm still
it.
figuring stuff out. I'm still figuring stuff out.
You know what? You never stop. I mean, that's the thing that, everyone needs to realize. I mean, you never stop. You never figure it out. I mean, it's a constant learning basis because everything's changing on a daily basis. Yep. So, how long have you been in the business and what got you to start?
I started at a young age, like 5 to 7. My mom started putting me into modeling.
Okay.
And then after that, I started going to big auditions. Like I auditioned for America's Got Talent. I auditioned for a couple of Disney shows. There was a lot of rejection with that because when I was younger, I thought like when they rejected me, I was just horrible. But I didn't know that I just didn't personally fit the role. So, took that pretty harsh.
So, so you started modeling and then you tried acting. And you also you started singing as well. So where did that kind of take you from A to B?
I first did singing. I used to take like vocals or do guitar, piano. I love singing. Music is literally my life, and it just gets me. That's like my therapy. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's for a lot of people too. When I was going through what I was going through at home or whatever the case was, music was my remedy to get through things. So I wanted to just sing, and write songs, and I felt like other people could relate to me. So after singing, I felt like acting was also a good thing because, in acting, you can be someone different with multiple personalities and bring out so much emotion into that character. You know what I mean? So I felt like these were, the acting, singing, modeling, they could bring out me, but like, things I was going through, I could just put that on like TV shows and stuff and everything.
Gotcha. So you're working on putting out an album right now, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
It's a single. It's a single actually.
Just a single, okay.
I'm still kind of working on. Yeah, it's a song, it's a single. The reason I chose this particular song is because I wrote the song based on a relationship that I went through in life. And everyone can relate to, which is toxic. It's toxic relationships, whatever the case is. So this single is going to be something big to me. So I'm bringing out the videographers for my video, for my visuals. So it's going to be pretty cool. So I feel like I don't want to just sing it. I just want to show it too. What I went through my experience, what a lot of other people go through too.
Absolutely, and as you should. So where did the whole toxic culture that you kind of are fighting against come from? Where did that happen? Where did that derive from?
Friendships, relationships. It could be anything. Anything you went through personally in your life. Mm-hmm. And I went through a lot of toxic friends in my life, and a lot of relationships, and I can't complain about it. Not trust a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, in life, that's going to be a curveball that's thrown your way, and it takes a real mature person.
It's going to be in high school, so my family told me it's going to be everywhere.
It's everywhere, every day of your life, nonstop. I mean, and it takes a real, true, mature person to actually say, yeah, this is not for me. This is not good. Yeah. So, it's kind of admirable that you're able to see that at such a young age. So talk about, your relationship with your mom, because, I mean, there's a lot of trials and tribulations with you and your mom. And, it's very, very heartwarming in the end. So talk about that for me. I want to hear some more about that.
As a child, my mom was a single mom, and she struggled. She worked 3 jobs to have food on the table, and you know, she would, with her last dime, she would like take me to my auditions, you know what I mean? Do whatever she can to scrape up. And she always put me first into making my dreams come true. So she set aside her own dreams. And she's my hero, and she's what motivates me to work hard and, you know, do what I do. So
That's pretty awesome, because I mean, I read in your bio that, you know, one of the reasons, one of your driving forces is, you know, you're trying to make it just to take care of her.
Yeah, and my family.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome, because, you know, if I ever make it big, you know, my mom ain't getting shit. No, I was kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I love my mom. She's just batty. So,
No,
you know, every parent has their quirks. So talk about why, you know, what you have going on. I mean, so you just got picked up in a major movie role. Talk
Yeah,
about that. Tell me what you can tell me.
Series, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I could say a little bit. I can't really say like when it's coming out yet or whatever. But it's a TV series, actually. It's going to be on Netflix. It's a Stephen King TV series. It's pretty dope. I think it's pretty good. I'm actually really excited for people to watch it and see me more than, you know, when they meet me, you know, more into acting world. So it's one of my first TV series, or one of my first shows, and just being out there more.
Now, has it already been filmed, or is it still in the filming process?
Yeah, it's been filmed. There's actually one more scene, but because of COVID, some of the shooting areas that we had to shoot at, we can't really right now because of everything that was going on. We shot it in New York City, so it was a little bit more hectic to, you know, like work around that schedule and everything with COVID going on.
Gotcha. So how major of a role is it for you?
I'm one of the main characters, so I think it's pretty major.
Wow. So your first major role is a major role. I mean,
yeah. You know, it's so funny. It's I went for a Disney Channel role, and my mom took me, and I think I was like 13, and I was really nervous. You know what I mean? Going into my first role, you know, auditioning or whatever. And the lady told me, she's like, "You're just not gonna make it. You're not cut off for acting." And you know, now I landed a Stephen King TV series. So I mean, the sky's the limit.
Which what is it based off of, one of his books, or is it original?
No, it's based off of his script. It's actually based off of his script that he wrote, and it's not a book. It's just a script based off. It's The Man Who Loved Flowers. It's based on that, but they extended and they added more things to it and everything. So.
Gotcha. So it's not based off one of his books.
Yeah.
So it's completely original. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's original script that he wrote, but he never had it out as a book.
Got you. Who were some of the other actors in the show with you?
Not any famous actors. He gave a lot of new actors opportunities.
So everything was cast by him itself?
No, he did not cast. He actually, the director that is working on the film with him, he's the one who casted. He just gave us the script for the Netflix TV series. He wrote the script, and we took that script, and he gave that director a chance to see what he can do with his script, and that's how it
got you. Wow. So did you get a chance to meet him?
I did not, but I met his sister.
No? You were breaking up. What was that again? I didn't hear you.
No, I didn't get him.
No, okay. Because I heard he's an interesting individual.
Yeah, very, very, very dark, but I love it. You know, like.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got to be a sick and twisted individual, you know, to come up with, you know.
I just think he has
killer clown
imagination. I just honestly don't think anything more of that. I just think he's just very creative. You know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but some of the stuff he's come out with is just whoa. You know, I mean, watching
like
it.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Children of the Corn, I think. Yeah.
Was that his?
I think Children of the Corn was his.
I don't remember.
And then Carrie was an original.
Pretty good. Yeah, and then Cujo and stuff like that too.
Cujo, yeah.
Yep. Oh man, so the guy's he's a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure you were pretty honored by having that, you know, be a part of that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth watching because, you know, everyone loves a mystery and everyone loves a little bit of weird. So it's kind of like it goes mixed together pretty good.
So is it a horror or is it a mystery?
It's
I mean,
like
what is it?
it's like a mystery, but it's kind of like, think about American Horror Story mixed with like Stranger Things, like some type of vibe like that. It's
Okay.
scary. It's like weird and like creepy, but it's kind of like a mystery. Like you have a lot of finding out to do.
Okay, so it's kind of got the horror aspect of things, but it's also got the supernatural piece of things.
Exactly.
And then it's also got a mystery involved with it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That sounds actually pretty damn interesting.
It's pretty good.
Damn. Okay. So I'll be looking for that when it comes out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how are you feeling about, everything that's kind of happened in the last 2 weeks? I mean, it's kind of, like I said before, it's turned your life upside down. It's had to have. And it's kind of, it's kind of rejuvenating for you in a way. I mean, you've had all this cool stuff. You've been, told no, and then you kind of gotten this, and then you had this major explosion with this press release that kind of came out of nowhere, and now it's kind of, you have success staring you in the face. How are you going to make sure that you maintain that humbleness that you have now, that you're talking to me about right now?
Oh, I'm always going to maintain that, no matter what. My family always told me to be kind and to always be humble throughout, life. And I feel like no matter what, I'll always, always represent that. Especially New York, where I come from, It's always humble.
Absolutely. But I mean,
we keep it real.
And that's what I was going to say. So let's keep it real for a second. And by the way, if you weren't warned, I'm one of those guys that loves to dig.
No, I love it. Keep
good.
Coming,
so I mean, so here's the thing. So I mean, let's be real. You're a young girl. You're 20 years old. You're just getting your start in the business, and you're going to be surrounded by a lot of toxicity. A lot of people saying, "No, do it this way. No, do it this way. No," and you're going to be tearing your hair out. And, probably shaving your head bald, sometime in the near future, like Britney Spears did.
Some Britney Spears stuff. Yeah.
But how are you? Yeah, you said you're going to keep it real. You're going to try to stay humble. You're going to, follow your family's advice. But
I'm not going to try. I'm always going to stay humble, no matter.
And that's what I need to hear from you. I want to hear, all that bullshit's going to go away. I don't care. I'm going to stay in my own lane. Because that's what I love to hear.
I'm
people
always
saying
about treating people right, no matter what. It doesn't matter what circumstance it is, because at the end of the day, I know what type of person I am. You know what I mean? So I'm always all about that.
So if it came down to your fame or selling out, you choose your fame. You wouldn't sell out ever.
I would never sell out.
That is one of the most mature things.
And no one can ever bribe me or anything, because I felt like at a young age, growing up, at such a young age and experiencing the things that I did, it got me prepared for the real world and, for what's to, come for me. God always has a plan. So
I'll agree with that. So, you've got you've done modeling. You still have your aspirations of being on the cover of Vogue magazine. You want to be a singer. You've got your acting stuff going on. What is your path from here on out? Or are you just going to say, I'm doing everything, I don't care?
No, honestly, my path is not to become this famous person just to become famous. You know what I mean? It's to also have a voice for our generation and generations to come. Because nowadays everyone focuses on the stupid stuff more than the most important things in others. You know what I mean? No one really cares anymore. Everyone just cares on little shit, like people's relationships or people's business. No one really cares about the world or like what's going on. You know what I mean? It's everything's just revolved around fake and nothing's real anymore or genuine. So I also want to be a voice for our generations and like the generations to come.
That's pretty awesome for you to hear.
Help people. You know what I mean? So
good.
Yeah.
I have a daughter that's your age. She's 18. And I've been talking to a lot of people over the past couple months, I should say, talking about how, whether it be the Black Lives Matter movement or whether it be the LGBTQ rights and stuff like that that's going on, or all this other stuff that we are seeing in my lifetime, in my generation. And we don't foresee, I've talked to a lot of different people my age that have said, we don't foresee change in our lifetime. Do you foresee change in your lifetime, and how do you want to be a part of it?
You know, I do. I really do. I feel like if we all come together, as like I just said, I wanted to be a voice for a generation, and I want that platform so I can be a voice. Right now, I don't have a platform, so I don't. Not a lot of people are going to listen to me or agree with me. You know what I mean? I feel like I just want to be the change to bring out my voice so that others can follow, just like they follow, all the stupid trends. You know what I mean? I feel like we could do bigger and make differences in people's lives when it comes to Black Lives Matter, when it comes to people's religion, when it comes to people's rights. You know what I mean? So it's all on you. You know what I mean? To help and make that change. It takes one person to convince millions of people to be the change.
You're right. You're right. And you know what?
But a lot of people tend to focus on the stupid issues than actual issues that are going on.
Uh-oh.
Revolving around this world because they don't want to accept what's really going on.
That's very, very true. I mean, because if you've been paying attention to the news over the last couple weeks, people have been complaining that, the government's removing history and erasing history by taking down the Confederate flag and, Confederate generals and all this other stuff. But, I mean, that's not the issue at heart right now. That's not the problem. The problem is our brothers and sisters, regardless of race, color, creed, religion, whatever.
The problem is how
dying.
People are getting treated. We're not focusing on what's getting removed or anything, but people tend to focus more on that than on actual people's lives and actual people's rights. And I think it's totally wrong. And I would love to make a change.
So what steps are you going to take? What do you want to do? I mean, how do you want to make that change? What voice do you want to have? What voice do you want to give the voiceless?
I want to speak the truth and always the truth. And if it takes me to stand for, people's rights, one day when it comes to speaking out in public, when it comes to speaking, I don't even know, one day in front of the White House about it, about an issue, a big issue, I'm definitely going to get involved in that too,
So you're going to use, your platform as an influencer, a model, singer, actress, to not only just create fame,
but also be an educated woman. A lot of people tend to look based on all of your looks, on what you post on social media and stuff, that they don't see what's more about you. You know what I mean? You could look at my Instagram and you could be like, oh, she's not educated, she knows nothing. You know what I mean? But use your mind too. My great grandma always used to tell me, looks fade away, but a good heart and a great intellectual mind will always remain. So it's more on what's on the inside than what's on the outside, and people need that more in their lives.
Wow. Well, damn.
I was raised by many women in my life, and they taught me right from wrong. So,
Hey, I've been inspired a lot over the last, few people I've talked to. And you speak another language.
Yeah.
And that is pretty damn awesome. And see the passion. I can see it in your eyes right now, the passion that you're, it's not bullshit. It's, it's true. It's real. And not a lot of people have that, but I can see that in you. And that's pretty awesome.
I feel like when I can be real with other people or put out, even if it comes with music, acting, whatever it is, people can also relate to you personally on what they're going through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what attracts others, to look up to you, to see a difference in you, is when you can relate to the struggles that they're going through and they can know that there's hope, like going towards their way. I just feel like whatever circumstance you're in, whether you're poor, you're rich, whatever it is, you can make it no matter what.
100%. It really is. Nobody, don't let anybody stand in your way. I mean, anyone that's not standing with you is standing against you, and it's just time to, throw them out of the way. Just, just run through that barricade.
Of course.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in the next year?
Hopefully, I can't say the next year, I could say like in 5 years, winning an Emmy, hopefully one day. That's my goal. That's my dream. You know, working with Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt. You know, I mean, I could take both. You know what I mean? But you know, that's my dream. So I know it's really big, and it's not. You know, some people wouldn't believe that dream, but I do, and I believe I can do it if I work really hard. You know, and still stay on the mindset that I am.
So you're one of those people that has your head firmly in the clouds, but your feet firmly planted on the ground.
Huh? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, it's okay. So you're one of those people that has your head in the clouds, you know, reaching for every star you can grab. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's all it is about. You can reach any star you want. You can do anything you want in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all on you. It's all on how hard you work.
But then at the same time, you have your...
you know, I feel like growing up, I had a lot of women. Yeah, I had a lot of women, you know, show me that hard work and passion. You know, my grandma, actually, she came from Afghanistan. My grandma's from Afghanistan, and you know, it's really hard out there. You know what I mean? Especially making America all alone. And she was a single mom, and she made a business all in herself with 4 kids, as a single mom successfully, and it went big. And she was, you know, she did it because she dreamt that and she made it happen. You know, so I felt like the women in my life gave me hope. So.
That's really inspirational.
You always got to dream big.
You do. You dream big, but you keep your feet on the ground too. Therefore, you know, don't get, you know, lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, you always stand your ground. You never let anyone take advantage of you, no matter what circumstance.
Wow. You know, if I could shake your mom and grandmother's hand, I would. I mean, they raised a good one. You know, that's really, really, really inspiring. You know, a lot of people would have given up in your situation, but it's nice to see somebody power through it and is using, you know, all the stuff and the trials and tribulations of your life, you know, taking it to a better level, you know, and using that as a reason to be a good person.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot.
Yeah.
So
I feel like, yeah, and also to add there, you know, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, it's all the floor is yours.
I just feel like, you know, people watching this, you know what I mean? Like, just a word of advice, you know, people always make an excuse for why they can't be a good person or why they treat people wrongly. And I feel like, personally, there's no excuse. You can choose that path. You can choose any path in your life. It's all up to you. And I feel like you can choose to be a good person. You can choose to change the world. You can choose to be kind, or you can choose to motivate each other, or you could choose to bring people down. That's your choice. That's all up to you. So there's no excuse on the way you treat others.
No, I mean, that doesn't matter if you're rich, famous, you know, poor, you know, middle class. It doesn't matter.
It's not.
Did we lose her? Ariena. Her face is just a still screen right now.
Matter you.
There you are. I lost you for a second there. Hello. I feel like cell phone technology has gotten shittier since the pandemic. Yep, still a frozen screen. I'm still here, guys. Don't worry. Are you there? Great. Now I gotta edit this. Yep, she's gone. All right. All right. We'll see if she comes back. But until she comes back, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll go into Crazy Bitch of the Week with the Target lady, and some of the other stories I want to talk about tonight. And if she comes back on, great. If not, we'll just keep it going from there. And, I'll send her a text later. All right, but let's take a quick commercial break. Hold on one second.
It's not. 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 Not.
Guys, I'm here to tell you all about the brand new revolutionary product from Manscaping today, the Lawnmower 3.0, a product that will not nick your sack and make sure that your manhood stays protected the entire time you are shaving. So do yourself a favor and go to manscaped.com and use promo code ShutUpCameron for 20% off the Perfect Package 3.0, which not only includes the Lawnmower 3.0, but it also includes Ball Toner, which helps prevent ingrown hairs. You get Ball Deodorant, which helps prevent chafing and man stank. You also get this awesome, sleek, stylish leather carrying case, all for $99.99. And when you use that promo code, you get 20% off. Also, just released the Weed Whacker, the perfect nose and ear hair trimmer. So again, go to manscaped.com, use promo code ShutUpCameron for 20% off. Trust me, your balls will thank you. All right, we got her back, guys. All right, cool.
I'm so sorry, my connection.
It's okay.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. No, I just use it as a quick commercial break until you're
great.
back on. You're all good.
I don't want you to think I left.
It's live. It happens. It's no big deal.
Okay.
So, like I was saying before, I mean, if I could, shake your mom's hand or your grandmother's hand or any strong woman that was raised you, they deserve that.
My aunts, my mom, you got a whole bunch on the category here.
Well, you know what I mean, to be, like I said, to be somebody that was in your position, they could have used it as an excuse to not succeed, and you use it as a reason to succeed, and then turn around and thank them, because of it. And that's really, really admirable.
Yeah, just I feel like people that taught me not to use excuses, it motivated me not to to do something with my life, growing up seeing women in my life do that. So
Gotcha. So we talked about what your dream is for the next 5 years. What is your what's going on in the rest of the year? What do you got going on?
I got some modeling gigs and stuff, hopefully in the works.
Okay.
My PR is working with me too, on a lot of things. I actually am going to be on I'm working on, hopefully, we're shooting for the magazine for, I don't know what magazine it was, my bad. But, we're doing a shoot for a magazine for the front cover, and, supposedly we're shooting for that. So once that comes out and, music comes out and stuff, hopefully by the next year, it can get bigger. My platform can get bigger, where I can, help others. So
when do you plan on releasing your single?
I don't want to say anything, especially since I'm live. I don't know yet because I still have a videographer coming on for my visuals.
Okay.
I'm all about being perfect when it comes to music or whatever it is. I'm like a perfectionist.
As
so
you
I want it to be perfect for everyone, and I'm very hard on myself on that because I when it doesn't sound right to me or something's just wrong, a little thing, I tend to, want to change it up. So I don't know the exact date yet, but I promise you it won't be next year.
No, I mean that's really good. I mean that you're not going to just put it out just to put it out.
And and the ideas that I have for these visuals is going to be so insane. It's going to be crazy. So,
what would you classify your style as?
R&B and pop.
Awesome.
I feel like I relate more to if I could say kind of like. What to say? More like Billie Eilish or Sabrina Claudia, those artists and stuff. I feel like my songwriting is based on how they write and the way their music flows and stuff. It's deep, it's meaningful, it's about my life and what others can relate to when it comes to that.
Very nice.
All my songs are written by I literally have so many songs written. Just got to get in the studio and make it happen. So
make it happen. And I know you will. And you talked a lot about your aunt and your mom and your grandmother and stuff like that. But you mentioned the PR team behind you. Those are some strong women too.
Yep.
So, I talk to her daily, and she likes to she likes to inspire me daily. So
she's amazing.
She really is. And truth be told, I mean, she, and I've bragged about her before, and I'll do it again. And 2.5 months ago when I brought her on, and she took me on. Let me rephrase that. She took me on 2.5 months ago, and I was barely getting 500 episodes to listen. I mean, podcasts to listen. Barely
Yeah.
getting 500 listens a podcast. There we go. And now I'm getting upwards of 10,000 an episode, all because of her. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's all about connections. I'm honestly
really
going to say that. It's all about connections and how you put yourself out there, and the way you motivate others, and the way that you can relate with others. It's all truly, like I said, it all starts with you. Everything starts with you.
It really
all
does.
All this crap about, oh, you need to go to acting school and stuff. Let me tell you, I did not go to acting school once, and I just used my real raw emotions on what I was going through in my life, and I brought that on stage for our auditions, for people to see that that's truly me. I'm just acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's real emotions.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That is really cool. Again, I think you are an inspiration to the next generation of actors and actresses, models, singers. You've been through a lot, and to sit here with that big old smile on your face.
Shut your phone.
To sit there with that big old smile on your face and just be as proud as you are right now, says a lot about who you are really and your character. And I hope, that things come to fruition for you, and I don't see anything, but the bright lights ahead of you.
There's, there is going to be challenges in my life, and there's going to be people that test me. You know what I mean? No matter, what people think towards it, how I'm going to make it. And it's okay, bring it on, because I'm ready and I'm prepared and I got this, And I feel like once I show I'm strong, or whoever's, in the platform shows they're strong as an independent woman or man, it does not matter. You can, help other people with that. So it's all, it's all about being strong no matter what circumstance, because God always has a plan. And if one thing doesn't work out, then the next will. It's just all about time and being patient.
It is. And I think you exemplify exactly what you just said. And I love that you're so real. And, I can tell when people come on here and are fake and, just say something just to say it. But like I said, I can see it in your eyes and in your face right now, that you are just one of the most genuine 20-year-olds I've ever met in my life. So my hat's off to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, and I can't wait to see what you do next. And I can't wait to hear, your music that's dropping and all this other stuff. I can't wait. And the Stephen King series sounds amazing. So I'll be looking for that as well.
I'm excited. A lot of people doubted me, especially my, certain friends that I called my friends. They said that it would not happen, and, things would just not become big. Everyone thought I was lying or whatever the case was, but I'm here to prove them wrong, and I'm here to prove myself wrong, that I can do anything I set my mind to. And I want to tell that to everyone else too. You can do anything, no matter what people tell you. So, yeah.
Absolutely. You're living proof of that. So, when this show drops, I want to bring you back on about a week later.
And God, I would love to.
We're going to chat about it, because we're going to, and spoilers beware, we're going to talk about it.
Oh my God. I cannot wait.
So as soon as that drops, I'm going to get in contact with Holly and we'll bring you back, because I want to talk about it.
Yes, of course. I would love it.
Absolutely. So,
okay.
I wish you nothing but the best. I hope the show is just kick ass, and keep driving forward, because you've got a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Absolutely. No, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Okay.
No problem. I'll keep in touch with you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Again, what a cool young lady. 20 years old, just, has her head on straight, square, and just cool as shit. All right. We'll be right back. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanky after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products. all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dcproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. All right, and we're back. All right, so definitely take a look for Ariena and her show coming out on Netflix later this year, hopefully. You can find her at Ariena Vasquez at Twitter. On Instagram, not Twitter. Ariena Vasquez on Instagram. All one word. Really cool chick, and definitely take a look and be looking for her out there in the future. And I'll go ahead and put her link for Instagram in the description of this video and on the podcast. All right, so on to other cool stuff. So, in about 8 days, on July 15th, we're going to be introduced to the world a new streaming service. It's called Peacock from NBC Comcast, NBC Universal Comcast, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to have a bunch of cool stuff on it, including the new Psych movie, which is coming out with the release of it next week. It's going to have it's that Saved by the Bell reboot that everyone's been hearing about. That's where this is going to be on. And then there's going to be a Punky Brewster reboot with her now, married with children. So that's pretty interesting. And yes, the original Punky Brewster, whatever her name is off the top of my head, I cannot think of it right off the top of my head. Soleil Moon Frye. Soleil Moon Frye will be a part of that, bringing back to life her Punky Brewster character. So it launches next week. And here's the thing. So there's right now the streaming platforms are so crowded. You've got Netflix, you've got Hulu, which are the two major players. Then you've got Disney Plus. Then you've got the new one that just came out earlier this year called Quibi. Now you've got Peacock, and then you've got HBO Max, and then Showtime is coming out with one as well, and all these different services that are coming out. And then at this point, it begs the question. All these streaming services were supposed to come out to help cut the cord and save us money in the long run. But now if we've got to pay for Netflix and Hulu and Peacock and HBO Max and all this other stuff in order to be able to get CBS All Access, is it really saving us money in the long run? Luckily with my Comcast subscription that I have, I get Netflix for free and I get the Peacock network for free. And then I signed up for the Disney Plus bundle, which has Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus on it. So I was smart about it, but still looking at it, it's like, is it really worth it? For at least for the next 2 years, the contract with NBC and Hulu is still in effect. So all the NBC shows that are aired on the NBC network will still be going to Hulu. But all the stuff that is going to be exclusive to Peacock, you can't get on Hulu. So it's like, do you want to spend the $5 or $10 a month? It's $5 with ads, $10 without. In order to be able to get your reruns of The Office, in order to be able to get the new Saved by the Bell show, the Punky Brewster show, the new Psych movie. There's also what else is on the show? Let's go ahead and bring up some of the shows that are becoming on. By the way, this platform isn't even available on Roku or Amazon Fire TV yet. So they're launching with strictly on Xbox One, Google, and Apple. And if you have Comcast, it's available through your Xfinity box. So the programming that's going to be coming on, like I said, The Office will not be there until 2021. So Netflix still has the rights to that until 2021. So you can still watch The Office there on Netflix until next year. And then, so the originals that are coming out this year that are going to be launching next week with it. It's called a new show is called A Brave New World, based on the dystopian novel of Aldous Huxley and starring Demi Moore. Um, and okay, so Demi Moore's got her own TV show. Then next week also comes out the new Psych movie, Psych 2, Come Home Lassie. Another TV show called The Capture, a mystery thriller that aired last year in the UK. So they're regurgitating more stuff from the UK, like NBC does. Intelligence, a comedy series starring David Schwimmer. So, the Friends stars finally getting a revival. Lost Speedways, an unscripted series featuring Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now, this one kind of threw me for a loop, considering all the shit that he did a while back. So, or a TV show called, or sports documentary, excuse me, called In the Deep with Ryan Lochte. The guy who faked being mugged in Brazil? Yeah, that guy. New episodes of Curious George's series, an animated TV show called Cleopatra in Space, and then an animated DreamWorks kids series called Where's Waldo. So, at launch, there's not much on here. It doesn't have The Office. It's got reruns of all the old, NBC stuff. But I mean, there's not much to it. Next day access to current NBC shows, a marquee of Peacock originals, um, curated genre channels, which NBC has characterized as like, so they have like on this channel on this network, they have like a live TV stream, and it's like different. I've seen it 'cause, like I said, we have early access to it with being a Comcast customer. And it's like, so it's like an SNL vault. So it just constantly shows you SNL, all day long, and kind of like in order or whatever else the case might be. They're free enough to like go through it. You just kind of watch it as seasons go on. A channel called Family Movie Night, Olympic Profiles. By the way, they're supposed to have exclusive rights to the Olympics and all the extra stuff on Peacock. That didn't happen because the Olympics got canceled for the year. So it just Premier League Soccer is going to be on there. Early now, this is kind of cool. Early access to NBC's late night talk shows. So everyone knows that Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers are not really, filmed at 11:30 and 12:30 o'clock, 12:30 at night. They're not. They're all aired at like they're recorded at like noon, 1 o'clock on the day of. So you'll get early access to those. So you don't have to wait up, or DVR it and watch it the next day. All the same news programming from NBC and NBC affiliates. So I mean, it's up in the air, but I think them charging $10 without ads is kind of dumb at launch, especially considering the fact that they don't really have much right now. They don't. So the choice is yours. It launches next week. If you're with Comcast, you get it for free anyway. If you're not, $5 for the ad version, and then $10 for the ad-free version. Choice is yours. Personally, I can't wait for the new Psych movie, but that's just me. All right, so moving on. So more evidence that the country is going to hell in a handbasket, but not in the way that you would think. It's more of a government overreach, in my opinion. They're looking at removing and banning TikTok in the United States. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of TikTok. I mean, I have to be on it because I'm a social media guy. I have to use it to promote the show. I mean, everybody uses it for different reasons. I don't, particularly go in there to watch the dancing or this or that. If I'm on there watching and stuff, I like watching the cosplay stuff because it's kind of cool. Or just funny videos. I mean, but that's what I use it for. But according to the government, that Chinese apps on people's cell phones, are hold on. What's the exact thing that it said here? According to a Washington top diplomat added that people should only download the app if you want your private information in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. Literally, somebody said that. But here's the thing. So, I mean, it might be owned by a Chinese-based company, but it's led by an American CEO with hundreds of employees across the country. So, I mean, it could go either way. But again, they're saying that this is one of those things that the government's using as leverage to um, kind of derail some of the tensions that we have with China. But again, at the same time, they're talking about its national security. This app is that big. I mean, it could be that big to where it could affect the nation's security. But then at the same time, I just think it's kind of coincidental that this is kind of happening again. Another smoke screen. Look over here while we do this over here. Um, Plus, the thing about it is, a lot of people advertise on there. A lot of people have made their name on there. So like this is their business. Um, and you know, so I mean, I don't know, but the thought that the whole thing is devised by the Chinese government just to take over our cell phones, or just to make us part of their communist party, kind of seems a little far fetched. But in today's day and age, you never know. But either way, I think the government needs to back off of this because again, it's government overreach. Stay out of my bedroom, stay out of my cell phone, stay out of my house. That's that is what it is. Now, when it comes to my health and safety, I appreciate government reach, to a certain degree. But when it comes to my cell phone and the way I make a living, that's where I kind of have a problem. Um, so, I mean, we'll see what happens with this. It could be all just be just a negotiation tactic to kind of, make sure that China doesn't fuck with us. But who knows? Our government's so fucked up. And it's a sad reality right now, and I don't even know what to say. But they think that removing TikTok and banning it in the United States is going to help. Hell, I mean, the government banned Two Girls, One Cup, but you can still find it on the fucking internet. Just saying. Now, not that you would want to, by no means. Don't look it up. Don't find that shit. That shit needs to stay away and go back into the vault and just no. No. So, you know, it remains to be seen. But again, at the same time, it's one of those situations where it's like, you know, no. All right. So again, more of the government assistance stuff. So, a new report came out today talking about, you know, under. So this is what the first paragraph says. Under increasing public pressure, the Trump administration finally released information detailing which American businesses received money from the Paycheck Protection Program, the $660 billion program uh, intended to keep small businesses afloat amongst the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. A handful of the more than 600,000 publicly listed companies included those belonging to a number of notable rock bands, such as Slipknot, Tool, Nickelback, Papa Roach, Sammy Hagar, and more. So let's go ahead and give you guys a little bit of background. When you're in a band, whether you're a big band or a small band, if you're touring at all, making money, it's better to have your band as an LLC. Just like, for me as a podcaster, it's better to have my podcast as an LLC. Therefore, when I get money in, or Twitch, whoever you are, if you have a small business at all, podcasting or Twitch, or bands or acting or comedians or whatever the case might be, having that money come in under an LLC allows for bigger tax breaks and not as strictly personal income, and you can allow certain write-offs and stuff like that. But if it's sole proprietorship, you're liable, and then you're open to more lawsuits and stuff like that. So, making a band an LLC, or making a podcast an LLC, or making a Twitch channel an LLC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it helps protect that person in the long run. So a lot of these bands have, you know, LLCs filed under the band name. For example, name of the company for Nickelback is Nickelback Touring LLC. And then you've got Papa Roach Touring LLC, Slipknot Touring LLC. Kind of see a pattern here. And so a lot of these bands received a stimulus payout of between $150,000 to $350,000. Disturbed Touring Incorporated is listed as receiving a loan for between $350,000 to $1 million to retain their 17 employees. That's crazy. So, I mean, I've been asking the question for a while. Where are bands? How are they staying afloat? How are they able to not go out and get a job during this time? Now, Slipknot, Disturbed, Sammy Hagar, Tool, they all have money, stashed away for years. But some of the littler bands, don't. Like rapper Lil Jon also got a stimulus payout. Green Day, the band Tesla, a lot of different, like I said, they all did this way for that reason. So it kind of benefited them. But again, it answers the question on, where how they're staying afloat. Because even then, even if they, Corey Taylor's worth however much money Corey Taylor's worth, what, $15 million, whatever it is, to have to continually pay for his 30 staff members, um, you know, out of his own pocket every month, it does take a toll. Now, how much of a toll, I have no idea. I have no idea what their salaries are or anything else like that. But again, they've got to take care of their people. So are they any different from a small business that has 30 employees that, has a revenue of what, 20, $30 million a year? I mean, are they really any different? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. But I don't think they are. And I kind of commend the government in doing that. But at the same time, it's like, when I read that, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I knew this, that they had incorporated or LLC themselves, for that purpose. But to see that they were part of the payout, the small business payout, is kind of interesting. So, I mean, I guess if you were looking for the answers on that, I guess you have the answers on that. So I guess maybe some actors, comedians, stuff like that have been doing the same thing. Who knows? Or maybe they've been collecting unemployment. I don't know. But either way, it's nice to see that it did help, some of the people that were part of independent companies that couldn't afford, or, were struggling to continue to pay their employees. So I think that's kind of cool. And it's definitely a step in the right direction with a lot of things, but, it is what it is. All right. So, the moment you've all been waiting for. So I'm going to bring up a okay, so I'm going to bring up a video here. Now, I got this from PerezHilton.com, or from his YouTube channel. But it's on TMZ, it's everywhere. It was a Snapchat that this lady posted publicly, of her little rant inside of a Target. So, for those of you that are listening, yeah, this is interesting. So, just give me 1 second here. And I'm gonna bring this up because this is crazy stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and play it now.
I've been looking forward to this shit all my fucking life. So, Target, I'm not playing any more fucking games. This shit's fucking over.
So for those of y'all that are listening, she's ripping masks off of a rack inside of a Target.
This shit's over. 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 Yay! This shit's over. Woo! Yay! So this shit. Get that shit off my car. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want any of that shit. Get that shit out of here. Hey, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. We don't want any of this anymore. This is over. No. No. Do you? Why? Why? You let everybody else do it. You let everybody else do it. Why I can't do it? Because I'm a blonde white woman? Fucking wearing a fucking $40,000 fucking Rolex. I don't have the fucking right to touch it. I'm fucking cheap.
So now she's standing outside of the Target, filming everybody coming in and out,
Take it off.
and buying at them at like their sheep.
Sheep. Sheep. Sheep.
Okay.
All right.
You need to stop, or
Okay.
I will take you in. Okay.
All right.
This is enough.
Okay. All right. Like it's a punishment for me to go sit in my Range Rover, but
No,
I'll
it's
do
not.
it.
I just don't want you
I'll
annoying.
do it. No, I'm not annoying. I'm annoying now. You're calling me annoying.
Well, yeah.
Fine. I won't talk to anybody or bother anybody.
All right, so for those of you who just watched that, or for the ones that are listening on the podcast tomorrow or whenever, basically she went to a Target and decided to be crazy bitch and go up to the section, in the apparel section, I guess it was. They had a rack of masks, and she just started ripping the masks off of the fucking rack. And then when the employees called her out on it, she proceeded to say that, why, just because I have a $40,000 Rolex and I'm a blonde white woman, I can't do this? I'm sorry, when was the last time a Target employee allowed, you know, you know, people just go, oh, well, okay, hold on. So, I mean, yeah, they didn't allow that to happen. So, I mean, they don't, they don't just allow that to happen. And then for her to go outside and start buying and calling them sheep because they're wearing masks. That boggles my mind. It it's pretty fucking funny if you ask me. And I don't know how old she was, but she didn't look to be that old. Maybe my age, 30s, late 30s, maybe mid 30s. But the chick is batshit crazy. And then she talks about how while she's outside buying and calling people sheep, the cops come and tell her to leave. And then she proceeds to say, "Well, I'll just go wait in my Range Rover." That really need to be said. Like, they act like it's a punishment for me to go sit in my Range Rover. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call white privilege. That is white privilege. Because that shit is ridiculous. And she just is completely dumb and insane, stupid. What you didn't see, because I stopped recording, stopped broadcasting it, but she is so distraught by this, what happened, air quotes, so distraught that she couldn't even drive home. So she called an Uber, which, by the way, she didn't even get a regular Uber. She got an Uber Black. Come pick her up. and take her home because she was so distraught by the interaction. What? Oh, people fucking kill me. Oh, I love people. Just, I really fucking do. Um, so people don't be her. Don't be her. Because that shit is dumb as fuck. Yeah. Um, so she's my crazy bitch of the week. Link in the description of the podcast to where I got that video. Or like I said, you could just Google crazy bitch and Target, crazy Target lady or whatever. I can't remember what they were calling her, but Google crazy Target lady. I'm sure it'll come up. But again, it's in the link of the podcast in the description here. Just all right. So tomorrow, I have a guest coming on that I am excited about, but not excited about at the same time. And I'm gonna tell you why. So this gentleman is an actor, director, and producer. He's an up and coming guy that is releasing a movie in October of this year. The name of the movie is called Trump the Chosen. It's basically a fictionalized story that foresees Trump winning the 2020 election and then him enacting a technology to eliminate all the criminals in the country. Um, I kid you not, that is a real premise for the movie. It sounds interesting, to say the least, but at the same time, it's a very political for Trump movie. And you know, when I play the trailer for you tomorrow, or I'll put the link in the description of this podcast as well. I think it kind of raises a lot of questions more than it answers them. Um, and it's going to be interesting to talk to this gentleman. Now, I'm going to be professional. I'm not going to do the Derek rant or go off on him like a troll. No, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to remain professional and have the utmost respect for the guy. He is in the entertainment business. You know, he's obviously he's got enough respect to have a movie come out. Somebody backed his movie. Um, so obviously the guy has some idea of what he's doing. I haven't seen the movie. I can't tell you. All I've seen is the trailer and I read about it. But regardless, it's going to be an interesting conversation to say the least. And I'm kind of curious to see what route it takes. Because I'm not going to pull any punches. But at the same time, I'm going to be very respectful. And I want to have an honest conversation, debate, whatever you want to call it, with this guy and actually talk about the issues that are in this movie and kind of see where he thinks, the current state of affairs are and stuff like that. I mean, it's going to be a good interview regardless of your opinion, either way. And I'm going to make sure it is that way. I'm not going to let it get out of hand. So, if you're watching live on Twitch, no trolls in the, I will be watching for trolls in the comment section. But at the same time, if you have a legitimate question, please feel free to ask it in the comment section. Um, if you're listening to this podcast on, you know, Wednesday the 8th, please feel free to, Instagram me at Derek Comedy or at Suck It Podcast, and ask a question or two. Look it up on YouTube. Like I said, I'll also, put it in the link to the description of the podcast. It's called Trump the Chosen. It's a movie, and it dives into a lot of controversial stuff. And I'm really, really, really kind of curious to talk to this gentleman and see kind of where it goes. Um, I love these types of interviews, and I haven't done much of them lately. Um, but tomorrow is going to be a good one. So we'll kind of see what happens from that. Don't forget, guys, the movie that I've been promoting the last week, Mighty Oak, dropped today on Apple Plus TV and Amazon Prime. So please check out Mighty Oak, which stars, Raven Simone, Rodney Hicks, you know, Gianna Harris, all the people that I talked to in the last week, except for Raven Simone. I didn't talk to Raven Simone. But then on Thursday, I have another star of the film, Ben Milliken, coming on, who plays one of the guitarists in the band Army of Love that's featured in the movie. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Friday, something that's never been done before, air quotes, probably. 7 podcasts, 1 channel, live on Twitch, available on podcast platforms everywhere. 7 podcasts, all coming together to have one show. We're going to talk about, podcasting, entertainment, life, all the stuff that is going on in the world today, and also some, some other stuff, too. It's not going to be your typical Suck It podcast. It's going to be, above and beyond anything else. It's just going to be different. It's going to be fun. I'm looking to do more of these types of, things. I've been talking to a PR person who wants to do at the end of the month, another collaboration podcast with entrepreneurs. So I'm looking at doing that. I'll announce the date on that as it gets closer. And also who's going to be a part of that, because that should be interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff coming on. And then next week we got another full week's lineup. And I'll put that out later in the week as well. But I mean, the next, month is just full of interviews, and I'm excited because I get to talk to new people every day. But I'm most excited about you guys, so thank you very much for being a part of the show. Check out the new movie Mighty Oak. Like I said, it's on Apple TV and Amazon Prime right now. Give a look at the Peacock Network. See if that's something that you're going to be interested in. It's not a sponsor of mine. I'm just talking about it because I thought it was a pretty cool thing. Definitely take a look at that crazy lady in Target, because that is a funny ass video. Calling them sheep as they leave Target or walk into Target. That's the best part of that video. To be honest with you, that shit is funny as fuck. But anyway, it's been a good day. Ariena was a fucking really cool, chick. Really down to earth for 20 years old. Definitely take a look for that TV show as it gets released. I'll announce it here too on Netflix as it comes out. And then, again, once I get more information about her music, I'll go ahead and let you guys know about it too, and I'll promote it everywhere. Bring her back on and stuff like that too. Maybe she'll be my first returning guest. Who knows? But regardless, lots of cool stuff happening, and I appreciate you guys, because you guys are the ones that make this cool stuff happen. So thank you very, very, very much. For all my listeners, for all my viewers, I appreciate you guys more than you know. So yeah, I guess that wraps things up for the night. I really do appreciate you guys again. Tomorrow, I'm having on, like I said, actor, director Wilfredo Torres, the director, and he's also acting in the movie Trump the Trojan. So please take a look at that. Again, link in the description of this video and podcast. But again, if you have any questions for him, please, shoot me a DM at Derek Comedy on Instagram or at Suck Podcast on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to ask him. Or you can come on live tomorrow night, the 8th, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific. Comment on the Twitch stream and get your question heard. But regardless, till then, I bid you adieu. Stay heavy, stay healthy, and catch you tomorrow. Peace.